Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. I've got a good one for you today because the checks are stopping, guys. No more payments, no more checks for you. Wow. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We have a sponsor today, Patriot Gold. But let's get right into it. This is wild. Think about this. Remember the Prize Patrol, Publishers Clearinghouse? They show up with the balloons and the big check, and Dan, you won $5,000 a week for life. Oh my gosh, I did. Isn't that great? Isn't that fantastic? So the people that have won this, they get paid $5,000 a week. They get it as one payment a year, $260,000, 52 weeks times $5,000 is $260,000 a year. They get it, one payment a year, and that's how they get this money. Isn't that fantastic? And there's people that have been getting this for years and years and years. Great retirement, great way to kick back and enjoy your life with $260,000 a year. Now, flash forward, Publishers Clearinghouse gets sued by a lot of vendors, and they got sued by the federal government saying that they misled people that, if you didn't buy anything, you could still win and still get the grand jackpot. That wasn't the case, guys. And they lost tens of millions of dollars on that. The problem was, this company was losing money hand over fist. Now, this is terrible. Publishers Clearinghouse goes bankrupt this year. And before they went bankrupt, the payments stopped for these people. First one was John Willie out of Oregon. John Willie goes out in January and says, hey, where's my check? Oh, we'll get it to you soon, John. It's coming soon. We may change the payment structure to where you get paid 4 times a year, once a quarter, but it's coming, John. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. Okay? So John says, no problem. Payments never come, guys. Payments never come. Now, Tamara Vich, same thing. It's like, hey, where's my money? Doesn't get it. Now, here's the thing. All of us, me, the whole world, thought, well, they bought an annuity for this, right? They bought it up front, and they don't have to worry about paying John or Tamara their money. Nope. What they did was they spent the money. And with the bankruptcy, they notified everybody, hey, listen, you're not getting a dime from us now. Now, that is horrible, guys. That's absolutely awful. So, is it criminal? I think so. But I'm telling you guys, when you're given the opportunity to get payments, don't take the payments, guys. Get your lump sum up front. I'm going to give you a bunch of examples on this. Now, here's the thing about this. I always thought it was an annuity. I never thought that these guys were writing checks once a year. That's how they did it. And then the annuities that they set up, they sold the annuities, which I don't know how you could sell Dan's annuity to somebody else, but they did that. And they stopped making the payments on that. Okay? So, Publishers Clearinghouse would give you an option. Think about what I'm going to tell you. You could take $3 million up front, or we can give you $260,000 a year. Now, one guy, Ricky Jackson, was what I call smart guy, because Ricky Jackson got his $3 million. And he was like, ooh, wow, don't I look like the smartest guy in the world? Yeah, you do, Ricky. You do. Because you're not taking the, $260,000 of nothing right now. You have your money and you can live your life and you can retire and you can do whatever you want. Think about this. There are 10 people that they have found so far that are not getting these payments. But I got to be honest with you guys. If you have any company that owes you money and you have an annuity you've seen those commercials. Hey, it's your cash. You're getting payments. Get that money now. Get the money now, guys. Those companies take a huge percentage up front. You've seen the commercials, see it every day on the TV and on the news channels. You see it all the time. But you can get out of these payments and do this. But man, this is shocking, absolutely shocking that Publishers Clearinghouse is stiffing these people. Now, who's responsible? Is it executives? Is it company? Is it management? Who did this to where the money's gone? It was run so poorly that it's kind of interesting as far as where it's at. But I have a bunch of other examples too on this. One of the most famous one for an annuity that worked really well was the baseball player Bobby Bonilla. Bobby Bonilla played with the Pirates and with the Mets, and in 2001, they made him a buyout offer. And what they did was they bought him an annuity in 2001, and in 2011, 10 years later, we're going to take your money, your 5.9 million at 8% interest, and we're going to pay you from 2011 to 2035 every July 1st. You're going to get a check from the Mets for $1.2 million. That sounds great. Think about it. 20 years of payments, guys. 20 years of payments for $5.9 million. Now, it has been, July 1st, and all my friends write me that love baseball and call it Bobby Bonilla Day. But there is an annuity that worked out, and that famously worked out because this guy hasn't played baseball in almost 25 years. And everybody still talks about Bobby Bonilla Day and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy, guys, that this stuff is out there. But there's one that worked out. Okay, there's more to cover in this video. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. Rate cuts should scare you guys, because when you look at history, 1929, 2000, 2008, the stock market crashed after the first initial rate cut. And guess what we're going to have in September? We're going to have a rate cut. So this is stoking the fans of inflation, and it's going to be bad. But one thing that you can look at is getting yourself into precious metals as a hedge to protect you and your family. The number one place to do that is Patriot Gold Group, guys. 888-330-1431. Contact them today. Let them answer all your questions. Guys, they're number one rated for 9 years in a row. IRAs, 401ks backed by precious metals. Contact them today. Do it now before it's too late. But think about this, guys. You've got all these people talking about how good gold is right now. You've got Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, UBS, JP Morgan have all predicted that gold could hit $4,000 an ounce. You do not want to miss out on this. But the inflationary spike that is about to hit, if these rate cuts take effect, could be huge. You want to be into precious metals. All of these people are talking about $4,000 an ounce gold. Call them today. 888-330-1431. Now, there's more to talk about this. And don't get me wrong, guys. This is very sad. These people may have not been the most sophisticated people, but I'm telling you, if you're getting 260 grand a year, you better have some financial advice. And the thing that's happening right now is we are having the third largest Powerball jackpot in the world. And, $1.7 billion is up for grabs. And I live in a state, believe it or not, California. If you win, you don't have to pay state taxes on your lottery winnings. So the lump sum payment would be $884 million prior to the additional taxes. You'd net basically about $550 million, when all said and done, which is sickening. I mean, it's sickening. Or you can take 30 payments. You get one up front, and then you can take the 29 payments. After telling you the story about, Publishers Clearinghouse, would you take 29 payments? You'd have to be stupid to do that. So you want your money up front, guys. The state of California, Orange County, California, where I'm walking through right now, they went bankrupt in 2004, 2005, whatever year that was. You don't think that the state could go bank? Oh yeah, your lottery money. Our schools need the money. It would just be pissed away some way. Okay? So use it as an example. One thing that I love is getting help from wealthy people. Okay? And there's times you have to take payments from people. But if you have a structured lawsuit or settlement or anything like that, and they're going to make you payments, you've got to have an agreement that if they break the agreement, you can sue them and you can get, bigger damages. And you also can have the right to sell and collect the money from somebody else. Because I'm telling you, you want to deal with somebody ruthless. I met a debt collector who does this, but they're not the normal debt collectors. These are the guys that show up at your business. These are guys that, it's terrible. They do everything but threaten people, if you know what I mean. And they explained to me how that works, but they get their money and they buy these things at a discount, and so much they put so much pressure on people that they get the money kind of early, if you know what I mean. So there's that. So you can make the decision on, these guys are training in the boat out there. So again, sometimes you have to take payments. I spoke to a man selling his company years ago, and he was offered two different structured programs. He was offered millions of dollars, first of all, for the business, but he was offered this many millions for cash up front, and if he took the payments over 10 years, he would get this. Now, the guy was in his 70s, and he said, Dan, I don't know if I'm going to be around 10 years, and I don't want the pressure of dealing with these guys. The company that bought the place was out of business in less than 5 years. Okay, do you see where that's going? Don't go out and don't take the payments. Get your money. Get some financial advice. If you're lucky enough to win the lottery, you don't tell anybody. The stupid people of the world go out and brag. And, my favorite one was a guy won $169 million, and he was arrested a week later because of him gloating and doing all this stuff. So keep it to yourself, guys. Stack alone, win alone, be anonymous, okay? You'd rather be rich than look rich. Remember that. It's much, much better, okay? That's simple. A few other things that are happening around the world. It's funny. Spirit Airlines is definitely going to, work through their bankruptcy, but they're eliminating 11 cities right now that are done. And I was like blown away because San Diego, California, not that I fly Spirit Airlines, but San Diego, California is one of the locations, and you can read who they are and where they're at. But that's wild, guys. Eric, broker Aaron sent me a great story. And here's the thing, guys. There's a local business that's been around 47 years, and it's a restaurant, and it's eclectic, weird menu. I went and had the Gringo burrito there today, which is a burrito with rice, cheese, chicken, and it's got a brown tortilla, and anyways, $19 burrito. But this place, Rudabagors, is having to shut down because the landlord died. Bye. Okay, this guy dies. And what did they do? The idiot sons come in and try to shake down the restaurant owner and tell him his rent's going to double from $6,000 to $12,000 a month. I'll go in there in the next few days again and film this place. There is no way in hell it could be anything but this place, because it will cost a bloody fortune to change it. It's got huge walls. It's just a weird group with a bunch of bohemian, waitresses, and a great place. Don't get me wrong, but just weird. One of those places you eat it a couple times a year and you just go, isn't this crazy? Yeah, it is. It's crazy. But they shook the guy down and they lost. Now here's the thing. Next door is a men's clothing store, one out of business. Okay? So the men's clothing store goes out of business, and down next door from that is a comedy club that just went out of business. So you've got a building that they're going to try to sell with 3 dead tenants in there. So they're going to not be able to do that. It's done. So broker Aaron sent me a great story. You guys ever heard of Chapter 22? I'm like, no, Aaron, what's that? Well, Chapter 22 is when you do Chapter 11 and it doesn't work, so you try Chapter 11 twice. And that's what we're seeing with Claire's, and that's what you're seeing with Spirit Airlines. So you call it Chapter 22. Now, if you go a third time, you call it Chapter 33. Which, now think about it. This guy rents to people like this. This guy sells buildings like that. And this guy knows, these are some badasses right here, but these guys are dealing with this. The odds of selling a building with complete vacancies. You have a building that's worth nothing. It's worth the building, okay? And it's some eclectic science experiment there. And you're going to sit there and say, oh, we're going to turn this downtown Tustin area into something cool. You're going to turn it into nothing, okay? It's going to be nothing. So, it's going to be interesting, guys, to see what's going to happen to that place. I really do. I feel for the I feel for these people, but that's that. It's funny. My daughter wrote a business plan about 4 or 5 years ago. That was pretty good. I sent it to my friends. They were going to raise some money for her. And then her career took off. And she made the decision, no, I'm not going to do the business. I'm going to do my other stuff instead. So there is a company called Newhouse, which is basically the format of what Amanda was going to do. And what it is it was an eclectic event center that they had around the world. And they just filed bankruptcy this week. But you could go out and you could have events there. You could have meetups. You could have, different things like that. But in LA, they announced, hey, listen, we're closing. You guys have until next Friday to get all your stuff cleaned out of here. And think about this, guys. Like, if you have an event, like I've done this, hey, listen, we want to book, January of next year. Okay, Dan, you got to write us a check for $5,000 to get the place. So with that being said, I mean, it is crazy, guys, because the place is going out of business. And I was telling my daughter when she initially called me about it, the story's below so you can read it. It was like, oh man, it's like the people that are going to get stiffed on this stuff is terrible. It's terrible. The bankruptcies, you guys, you just don't get it. It's like, you deal with a guy like Broker Aaron, who's done a bunch of properties and he's really skilled in his industry, but they see this all the time, and you see the ebbs and flows of industry and business and things like that. But people have no extra money right now. They don't have extra money to go out. They don't have extra money to rent an event space, things like that. So I'm going to file this last one under Kookaburra, and this is from Dr. Marvin. And more people are having their dog go vegan. Huh? Okay. Final story that'll be in the bottom of the list down there. What are you doing going vegan? Oh, Fluffy does so much better. Rosie loves a treat. Rosie loves chicken. Rosie loves her sweet potatoes and chicken. You know what I mean? And I bake her turkey and I bake her beef little, things. And she loves it. But having your dog go vegan. Now, there are dogs out there that are on special diets and things like that. They've got imbalances and they're sick, and I get it. But I'm telling you guys, you're going to make your dog go vegan. I have tried many of these different dog foods. Some were sent to me and some I signed up for. And I'm telling you, there's one of them that I finally had to cancel because it was too expensive. And the dog, it was awful, okay? When you would have to clean up after her. The dog pooped all over the neighborhood. And my neighbor came up and said, is your dog sick? Because it's crazy, what she's doing all over our yard. And I can't believe I'm telling you that. But anyways, let's go vegan for those dogs, okay? So thank you, Dr. Marvin, okay? You guys still listening? If you did, just, you know what? Let's see if anybody's listening at the end. Vegan, just write vegan in the comment. I'll know you listen to the end. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Don't take the payments on anything. If you have to take the payments, make sure you're protected, guys, because these publisher clearinghouse people, it is tragic that these people, thought that they would never have to work again. And now the one guy, the John Wiley guy, selling his car, may lose his house. All the stuff's happening to these people. It's terrible. Hello at iAllegedly is my email address, and I will see you guys very soon. Okay? Reach out anytime.